Japan's history is a fascinating tapestry of tradition, innovation, and resilience that spans over 2 millennia. From its mythological origins to its current status as a global powerhouse, the story of Japan is one of constant evolution and adaptation. Today we'll explore this remarkable journey through time, examining how a collection of isolated islands transformed into one of the world's most influential nations. The earliest written records of Japan come from Chinese sources, describing a land of scattered tribes and primitive settlements. But Japan's own chronicles, the Kojiki and Nihon Shoki, tell a different story, one of divine origins, where the sun goddess Amaterasu sent her grandson to Earth to establish the imperial line. This mythology would later become crucial in establishing the emperor's divine right to rule. The first major period of Japanese history, the Yamato period, saw the emergence of a centralized state under imperial rule. During this time, Japan began adopting Chinese cultural elements, including writing systems, Buddhism, and governmental structures. This wasn't just simple imitation. The Japanese showed remarkable skill in adapting foreign concepts to fit their own culture, a pattern that would repeat throughout their history. By the 8th century, Japan had established its first permanent capital at Nara, marking the beginning of classical Japanese civilization. The Heian period that followed is often considered the peak of court nobility, giving birth to much of what we now consider traditional Japanese culture, from literature like the Tale of Genji to distinctive architectural styles and art forms. But while the imperial court focused on cultural refinement, real power began shifting to the warrior class, the samurai. This led to the rise of the first shogunate under Minamoto no Yoritomo in 1192, establishing a dual power structure that would dominate Japan for centuries, the emperor as the symbolic head of state, and the shogun as the actual ruler. The medieval period saw Japan face its greatest external threat, the Mongol invasions of 1281. Both attempts failed, partly due to the legendary divine winds or kamikaze that destroyed the Mongol fleets. These victories reinforced Japan's sense of divine protection and cultural uniqueness, though they also contributed to economic strain that would eventually lead to civil war. The Sengoku period, or the Age of Warring States, brought Japan to the brink of total chaos. But from this turmoil emerged three remarkable leaders who would shape Japan's future. First came Oda Nobunaga, a brilliant tactician who began the process of unification through military innovation and ruthless efficiency. After his death, his former servant Toyotomi Hideyoshi continued the work, becoming perhaps Japan's greatest example of social mobility, rising from peasant to ruler. But it was Tokugawa Ieyasu who would establish the longest-lasting regime in Japanese history. After winning the Battle of Sekigahara in 1600, he established the Tokugawa shogunate, ushering in over 250 years of peace and isolation. During this Edo period, Japan developed a unique urban culture, with Edo, modern Tokyo, becoming the world's largest city. This isolation couldn't last forever. In 1853, American Commodore Matthew Perry's black ships forced Japan to open into the Meiji Restoration of 1868. This marked one of history's most remarkable transformations. Japan modernized at an unprecedented pace, adopting Western technology and institutions while maintaining its cultural identity. Within a few decades, Japan had become an industrial and military power, defeating China in 1895 and Russia in 1905. This rapid rise led to increasing militarism and expansionism, culminating in Japan's alliance with Nazi Germany and its entry into World War II. The war ended in catastrophic defeat, with atomic bombs devastating Hiroshima and Nagasaki, leaving Japan occupied by American forces for the first time in its history. Yet from these ashes, Japan achieved what many call an economic miracle. Under American occupation, Japan underwent democratic reforms and economic restructuring. By the 1980s, Japanese companies like Sony, Toyota, and Nintendo had become household names worldwide. Japan pioneered new management techniques and quality control methods that transformed global industry. Today's Japan faces new challenges: an aging population, economic stagnation, and increasing regional competition. Yet it remains a global leader in technology, popular culture, and innovation. Anime and manga have become global cultural phenomena, while Japanese concepts like kaizen, continuous improvement, and wabi-sabi, finding beauty in imperfection, have influenced thinking worldwide. Japanese influence extends far beyond economics and popular culture. Its emphasis on harmony, attention to detail, and ability to blend tradition with innovation continues to inspire. From robotics and artificial intelligence to environmental technology and sustainable urban planning, Japan remains at the forefront of addressing modern challenges. Looking back at Japan's history, we see a remarkable pattern of resilience and reinvention. Whether facing foreign invasion, internal strife, or devastating defeat, Japan has consistently emerged stronger, adapting foreign influences while maintaining its unique cultural identity. This ability to change while staying true to its core values may be Japan's greatest strength and its most important lesson for the rest of the world. As we look to the future, Japan's role in shaping global culture, technology, and society seems likely to continue. Its history shows us that even the most isolated society can become a global leader, that defeat can lead to renewal, and that tradition and innovation need not be enemies. In many ways, Japan's past may hold crucial lessons for navigating our increasingly interconnected and rapidly changing world.